And welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and give you some manifestation tips, tricks, and advice that I know will help you achieve and keep your manifestations as well. Okay, so I'm going to start off this video by reading something from one of my favorite manifestation books of all time, A Happy Pocket Full of Money. You guys, I am not even kidding when I say this book changed my life. Okay, like literally every single thing in my life changed for the better after I started reading this book. And this is probably a book that I'm going to read again and again. I usually don't read the same book again and again unless it's really good. And I'm really like picky with my time. Like I will not read a book, or I'll stop reading a book if I don't feel like, this is helping me that much, even with like movies, TV shows. So the fact that I'm advocating for this book is definitely saying something, okay? Every time I read this book, certain things click in my subconscious mind, and I end up either like manifesting the solution to my problems or certain things that I'm trying to change or modify, or just straight up end up getting my manifestations. Okay, this book is magic. I know it says a happy pocket full of money, but honestly the advice can be applied to other areas of life. And more it gives like pretty general universal advice. It's not even like concrete advice on how to earn money, like about like savings accounts, credit cards. It's not really that type of book. It's more of like a mindset realignment type of book. Okay, it's definitely it's like one of the best books I've ever read. Maybe the title might be a little bit like cheesy or whatever, but never judge a book by its cover. But once you start reading it, you'll know exactly what I mean. Okay, like if you enjoy manifestation content, like law of assumption based type of thinking, then this is a must read. I am not even kidding when I say, like, if I could take one book, like just carry one book with me or read one book with me for the rest of my life, it would be this. Okay, so again, the advice is universal, it's timeless, it can be implemented in other areas of life too, not just money. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. I wanted to read to you this one passage about desires. Okay, so desires indicate to you things for which you have a built-in ability. Okay, you may have never piloted an airplane before, but if you have a desire to do so, it shows you that yourself has the ability and nature to learn to pilot a plane. Something that I want to say is that you wouldn't have that desire if it didn't exist in the first place. So how manifestation works, at least according to me, according to my beliefs, is that you're not necessarily creating anything. You're tapping into the version of yourself that's able to bring about your desires. Okay, and it's gonna make more sense when I read the rest of this. But let's say you want to manifest a happy marriage with your specific person. I know a lot of you are trying to manifest love, or you're trying to manifest being a multi-millionaire. That reality already exists. You're not really creating anything. You're drawing from the quantum field, and in order for you to have that desire materialize in your 3D, you have to become a match to it. Now, law of attraction people would say you have to become an energetic match, a spiritual match, okay? And law of attraction and law of assumption are kind of the same thing. Like they are basically saying the same things, but in different words, okay? So it's really not that much different, and there's a lot of similarities. But yeah, in law of assumption terms, what you're doing is, for lack of better words, like you're becoming a neurological match to that thing. Like you're thinking your way to achieving that thing. What you're essentially doing is you're activating your reticular activating system to project that thing out into your reality, right? So the reticular activating system is nothing but a base of cells or a bunch of cells at the base of your brain, and it filters out things according to what you're telling your brain, according to your mental diet. So if you tell yourself like, oh, I'm going to see roses, I'm going to see the number 444, I'm going to see turtles, doves, okay, then you're going to start seeing those things. I'm going to see a red car. Like, yes, will there be other cars around? Yes, but you're going to start focusing on that red car. You're going to notice there's more and more red cars, right? Or red cars, right? So that's exactly how your reticular activating system works. So when you're trying to manifest for love, when you're trying to manifest for a happy, healthy relationship, you'll notice a lot of happy couples around you. You'll notice your friends getting married, engaged, getting into long-term relationships. Okay, same with manifesting money. When you're trying to manifest money, you'll notice people around you manifesting money, or you'll notice yourself be subconsciously attracted to money-making opportunities. Okay, really cool story that I tell my clients. This was before I knew about conscious manifestation, but in college, I was home for winter break and I wanted an opportunity to make money that winter break, I'm just like, I want an opportunity to make money, right? Like I literally just told myself, like, I want to make money this break, because we had like 2 weeks off, and there was a path that I would take every single day. Every time I went home, there was like a path that I would jog through, walk on. And yeah, I told myself, like, I even remember telling my mom this, like, she was picking me up from college. I'm just like, Mom, like, I'm trying to make money, so if you have any opportunities, like, let me know. And yeah, so I went home. I think literally that same evening, like, I jogged. I'm like, I love jogging on this path. I was a huge fan of, like, going to parks and like swinging. So I would, like, just jog on that path. And like by the third day, that's when it really clicked. I was like continuing, like, I was like literally telling everyone, like, hey, like, I just want to make money this break. If you have like a babysitting opportunity or like tutoring opportunity, let me know. But on the third day, when I was on that path, I noticed, from my peripheral vision, a tutoring opportunity. This was on one of those, like, not like bulletin boards, but like on like a lamppost or pole where you could, you know, how do I explain it? There were like paper cutouts, and you could just, cut a piece of paper that had the phone number of that opportunity to, contact that person. And yeah, I saw an ad for tutoring someone, okay, tutoring this middle schooler in math. And I'm like, oh, no, that's pretty cool. That's definitely something that's up my alley and that I'd love to do. Okay, but that I noticed that ad had been there for quite a while. Like that ad like had probably been there for like the last week or so before I even, came back home and started jogging on that path. Yeah, it said this was listed on like a very particular date, and I'm like, oh, I just noticed this. Usually I wouldn't have noticed this, but I ended up noticing that. And when I set that conscious intention where, for making money, like, oh, I'm gonna make money this break, my subconscious mind, my mind subconsciously led me to that opportunity. And it's crazy what, things our subconscious mind is picking up on. Okay, like even like the things that we hear but maybe don't hear, like, conversations that, of like passerbys, people passing by us, things that we see in our peripheral vision, but like, don't actually maybe like consciously see. Like all of this gets stored. Okay, that's why, I do believe that dreams are a reflection of your subconscious mind, and there's nothing that you can dream of that you haven't already seen or experienced or seen out of your peripheral vision or have been told. Okay, yeah, everything is just an accumulation of past experiences, but manifestation is being able to consciously set intentions for you to achieve, your manifestations in the most seamless way possible. Okay, so like when I set that conscious intention of wanting to manifest a job or just a way to make money, I ended up, realizing, I ended up seeing that, and I did end up getting the job. They're just like, okay, yeah, like this is the perfect opportunity. I was only home for like a little bit, and I think, like, yeah, they just wanted, tutoring for their child to, just be prepared for the next semester. So yeah, it's so interesting how your subconscious mind works. Okay, again, your mind will subconsciously lead you to opportunities and solutions that are in alignment with what you're trying to manifest. I have a bunch of stories like this. Actually, something really interesting happened to me today at work. Okay, so okay, I'll try to explain this in the fastest way possible, but there's a certain software, a certain tool that I need to get acquainted with at work for this project that I'm working on. And the minute I like heard that, I'm like, wait, I remember meeting a guy 4 years ago, one of my coworkers. I don't like directly work with him, but one of the first people I met at the company told me, like, oh, I utilize this tool. I work in a company and we use like a lot of different types of tools. I mean, like, seriously, there's so many different tools that we use. And I'm just like, oh, I remember, this guy mentioned that he uses this tool. And I kid you not, I ended up running into him today. I have not seen this guy in 4 years because, during the panoramic, I'll just call it that, we were all working from home, and, people got split into different offices, when we came back. And I'm just like, wow, it cannot be a coincidence that I ended up meeting him at the exact office that I work at. Because again, I like, honestly, it could have been like, he wasn't even working at the company anymore, or he switched locations or positions. But no, I met him today. He's still working on the same team, utilizing that same software. And yeah, the thing is, I got assigned to this project like about a week ago, and I'm just like, oh, I remember this guy talking to me about how he uses this project. And there's not that many people that I work with that use the same tool, because they kind of wanted me to be an expert on that tool so I could help them with that. And I was just thinking, like, okay, I don't even know how to download this tool. I don't really know how this works or how to even request access to it. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I like, talk to that guy again? Because I remember him talking about this, specific tool. And I ended up meeting him today, like literally a week after I had that thought. And I asked him, I'm like, wait, how do you request access to this? I did like a lot of research, but I still wasn't able to find it. And I was like, even in my mind, I'm just like, what coworker, can I hit up that can help me with this? And I looked up like people's like names and the directories and like the projects that they're working on. There's no one that like, I closely worked with that I felt like I could contact that could help me, request access to this tool. But I ended up meeting that exact guy, like one of the first guys that I met 4 years ago in 2019 when I started working my job. And I asked him, and he's like, oh, you use this tool to request. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that tool even existed. I used to use it all the time when I started working. And I finally figured it out. Like I literally manifested finding the solution to my problem. Okay. Which is crazy. Like for me, I would just say like, manifest the end goal. Like, oh, I like if I were to do this process again, I would have been like, oh, I'm using this tool successfully. I'm able to utilize the software successfully and not worry so much about the middle in terms of like, oh, how do I request access to it? Like, what resources do I need to, get access to it? Okay. Yeah, in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I'm an expert at this tool. I'm an expert at using this tool. Everyone comes to me to learn how to use this tool. Like that's really the way to master anything. Like those are the affirmations that I would specifically use in my like work life, career life. Oh, even for manifestation, actually something just clicked. Like this is something that I literally just thought of. If you want to improve your manifestation abilities, why don't you consider yourself to be the master manifester of all time? You are the best at manifesting. You are the best manifester in this entire world. People come to you for advice on how to manifest, especially in that specific area that you're trying to manifest that you feel like you may have high resistance to. Okay, like let's say you're trying to manifest love. The life hack, okay, pro tip: if you want to manifest anything, just affirm that you're good at manifesting that thing. You're good at manifesting that thing on a time crunch. You're good at manifesting that thing exactly in the way that you want to experience it. Okay. And something you can even say is like, I'm so good at manifesting this thing. I've mastered manifestation in this area of life specifically, that people come to me for advice on how to manifest this. Okay, like that's really the mindset that you should be in when it comes to manifesting, that you're just so good at manifesting. You've always been good at manifesting. And this is something that I've been saying in my videos a lot. But before I even began manifesting, affirming, scripting, that's usually what I do. Even like before you start affirming, scripting, visualizing, whatever it is that you do to manifest, even like the 2-cup method, 3-6-9 method, 5-55-5 method, whatever it is, something you should tell yourself is that this is working. Manifestation is always working. I trust in my abilities to manifest. I'm confident in my manifestation abilities. I am a master manifester. That's how I start off, every single manifestation session. And then, I go on to manifest. I just keep telling myself this is working. I know this is working. I trust in my abilities to bring about my manifestation. It's not about manipulating the 3D. It's not about the 3D conforming. It's about you conforming to the version of yourself that has all of your manifestations. Okay. You conforming to the most confident version of yourself that believes in your abilities to manifest. Anyways, let me read the rest of this. Okay, all of these. Okay, you guys, my videos, I will admit, are a little bit all over the place. Sometimes I get downloads as I speak. Okay, so yeah, even this like last thing about just affirming that you're so good at manifesting and you've mastered manifestation in that area of life that people come to you. Yeah, that's something that I just thought of, like um on the spot, and I'm gonna start like using that. Okay, because I realize like there are certain things that I am so good at manifesting that like I've actually mastered, and I've been helping people manifest in that area of life, and like they've been doing a really really good job. And I've noticed that it's strengthening my abilities in that area even more. Like I'm seeing a lot more advancements and progress in that area. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and read the rest of this. I feel like I'll just start from the top. Okay, and I'm just gonna read this entire thing without getting distracted. Okay. But yeah, desires indicate to you things for which you have a built-in ability. You may never have piloted an airplane before, but if you have a desire to do so, it shows you that yourself has the ability and nature to learn to pilot a plane. In truth, yourself knows all there is to know, but a desire shows you that you, at the higher level of your soul, or in terms of law of assumption, at the higher level of thinking, at a deeper level of thinking, at a deeper level of mind, are fully supporting that desire to pilot planes. And the whole universe will be there to assist in that desire manifesting. Okay, the universe being you, like every aspect of yourself, your higher self, like whatever you consider the universe to be, it is just you. I just consider it to be your highest self, your highest level of mind, your most intellectual, evolved, experienced self. Okay, so yeah, it is advisable for a person to follow their desires in business as well. In this way, you have proof that you will be able to do what you desire and you will enjoy it. Desires also indicate to you which parts of yourself are calling out for attention, evolution, and growth, and which are working out to perfection. Desires are signals from the self. So again, it's not you manifesting that specific person, that desire, that money, that job, that career. You're manifesting yourself through that, okay? That thing that you're trying to manifest, that person that you're trying to manifest, that experience that you're trying to manifest, even that feeling you're trying to manifest, okay? You're trying to manifest the version, the part of you that's representative of that thing. So you're manifesting yourself through your desires. So if you've been having trouble manifesting something or keeping a manifestation, okay, you have to ask yourself, what part of myself do I need to address, heal, balance, evolve, grow, work on for me to successfully manifest this thing? Like, for example, if you have this pattern of maybe getting, I don't even like using the term ghosted, but like, yeah, people not responding to you, what part of yourself are you abandoning? Okay, like what part of yourself may need a little bit of, again, healing, addressing, evolving. And I feel like that's as far as you need to go. I personally wouldn't go that much further. Okay, it's just figuring out where your limiting beliefs lie and then coming up with an affirmation to counter that. Okay, so again, if you have quote unquote abandonment wounds, just affirm that, well, no, you don't. Everyone has always responded to you, everyone has always given you attention. If we want to say this in self-concept form, I've always been prioritized, I've always been catered to, I've always been responded to in a timely manner. Okay, you don't have to dwell too much on what created that thing, or feel sorry for yourself, like, oh, my abandonment wounds, this happened in my childhood, that happened, this, that. Okay, I mean, yeah, if you can figure out what that limiting belief is, like, oh, people don't respond to me because of so and so, maybe I'm not interesting of this, that, all you have to do is come up with a counter affirmation and then affirm against that. Like, no, I'm actually the most interesting person to talk to, I'm everyone's favorite everything, people love talking to me, I'm always prioritized, I'm always respected, my time is always respected. Okay, it's really as easy as that. And from there on out, you have to continue to affirm that, follow that stream of thought until you get your full manifestation. Okay, until you get that constant contact and constant communication from your person, from whoever it is that you're trying to manifest, until you get that consistency, in terms of manifesting money, okay, manifesting abundance. Like, for me, I know I like say this a lot, and I'm probably going to continue to say this more. I really don't have to affirm for money all that much. Okay, I still have like money goals that I want to achieve, but I am financially stable enough to live in a luxury apartment and be able to travel to different countries like whenever I want to. Okay, because I'm in the dominant state of being abundant, of being financially stable, of having at least 6 figures in my bank account at any given moment. Okay, so yeah, it's all a matter of you getting into that dominant state. But how do you get into that dominant state? By having a dominant belief. But how do you create a dominant belief? Repetition, because repetition creates belief. Okay, and also persistence kills resistance towards that thing that you have. When you affirm for something enough, script, visualize, whatever it is, when you repeat something enough, when you're disciplined enough to do something enough, you have to manifest that. You will manifest that. There is no other possibility. There's no other timeline. Like, there's nothing else. Okay, you will manifest that in every single timeline. I even like saying I manifest everything I want in every timeline, in every reality. Okay, but don't even entertain other realities that aren't reflective of the type of life that you're trying to manifest, or of your manifestations themselves. Okay, just tell yourself, like, nope, I don't entertain this. I'm only focused on my end goal. And that way, you're collapsing realities where that reflect an undesired reality, or like, yeah, you're collapsing realities that are not in alignment with the reality that you want to manifest. I like calling them false realities. Anything that you don't like, anything that's not in alignment with your manifestations, anything that upsets you is a false timeline. It's false. It's a false memory. It's not real. It's not true. Just come up with a counter affirmation to repel that, and it will go away for good. It won't even, like, even if like triggering thoughts come up, you won't be as triggered by it, or it just won't have enough potency to materialize in your 3D reality. Okay. Something else that I do want to say is that there is currently a manifestation challenge going on my Patreon group. Okay. It's a group collective manifestation challenge where I give you signs to see. And if you see those signs or someone else sees those signs and they comment, okay, I saw this sign and I intend that every single person gets their manifestation to full fruition, it amplifies the potency of the manifestation. Okay. So when multiple minds work together to accomplish the same thing, it gets accomplished that much faster. Okay, so by being in a group where we're all manifesting signs and seeing signs, we're amplifying the potency of our individual manifestations. Okay, and just like our collective manifestations in general, like it just amplifies the power of your manifestation abilities. Because again, like technically you're manifesting someone else, that's seeing signs for you, right? Like you got to think smart. And if you see a sign, that means everyone else in that group is getting their manifestation. So everyone's success is everyone's success. And I always, affirm that every single person in that group gets their manifestations to full fruition. All my clients get their manifestations to full fruition. So yeah, if you just want a little bit of extra support, feel protected and good about manifesting in the process, definitely do join that group. Okay. And I do have a lot of extended readings in that group, okay, where I give you exclusive manifestation advice on how to get and keep your manifestations, specifically about a specific person manifestations, because I know a lot of you are trying to manifest a specific person in terms of love. Okay, so if that's something that you want, then definitely do check that out. The link to that will be patreon.com/enchantedforestfairy. The link to that will be in the description box below. All of these services can be found on my website, which will also be in the description box below. And yeah, I intend that every single person watching this gets their manifestation to full fruition. And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching.